Starting with the line spectrum of hydrogen. Line spectrum, or you may say emission spectrum of hydrogen. Line spectrum or emission spectrum of hydrogen. The spectrum of hydrogen is obtained by passing an electric discharge through a gas taken in the discharge tube at low pressure. What does it mean? We are taking a discharge tube, as we have done it earlier also in the discharge tube experiment. To have a low pressure, this is connected with the vacuum. So here is the vacuum. These two electrodes are connected with the source of electricity to pass the electricity. So at high voltage and low pressure, when the electric discharge is passed through the hydrogen gas, then we can observe the spectrum. The light is, when electric discharge is passed through this hydrogen gas, then what do we observe? We observe the large number of lines simultaneously in different wavelength regions, and these lines in different wavelength regions are named as series, and this complete spectrum is known as hydrogen spectrum. What does it mean? How do we get it? We get lines, in large number of lines are observed in various wavelength regions. Say we got some lines in the ultraviolet region. Some lines are observed in the visible region. Now some lines were observed in the infrared regions, and in the infrared region also it is observed in various wavelength region like this. So all these lines, these set of lines, this is the entire spectrum of hydrogen, and these set of lines are called as series, right? So this series, it is observed by, or it was discovered by, first of all by a scientist, that is Lyman. That is why it is named as Lyman series. It is observed in the ultraviolet region. The series of lines were observed in the visible region also, and after the name of the scientist, it is named as Balmer series. Then lines were observed in the infrared region also. Now here you can see we have the lines, various sets. So this series is after the name of the scientist. It is Paschen series, Paschen. Here it is bracket series. Here it is Pfund series. All these are in the infrared region only, but it is a different set of wavelengths. So that is how they are in the different region, and they are discovered, or they are named by different scientists. So that is how we have Lyman series, Balmer series, Paschen series, bracket series, and Pfund series. So all these are the names given by the discoverers. Now how can we find out the wavelength or the wave number of these various spectral lines observed in the hydrogen spectrum? How can we find out their wavelength? Like this Lyman series is in the ultraviolet region. That can be told only when we know the wavelength of the spectral lines found. So how can we calculate it? It can be calculated by having this formula, that is 1 upon lambda is equal to R into 1 upon N1 square minus 1 upon N2 square. 1 upon N1 square into 1 upon N2 square. This formula is named as Rydberg's formula, after the name of the scientist who has proposed this, Rydberg's formula. And this R is what? R is a constant which is called as Rydberg's constant. And the value of this is fixed, that is 109,678 centimeter inverse. Now what is this N1 and N2 stands for? N1 and N2 are the integers, like it may be 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., and N2 will always be greater than N1. Why is it so? Why N2 will be greater than N1? Because we are talking about the emission spectrum here. So here you should understand that Rydberg's formula is 1 upon lambda. We can find out the lambda from here, or 1 upon lambda is what? It is the wave number. So we may say it as wave number is equal to R into 1 upon N1 square minus 1 upon N2 square. So that is how we can find out the wavelength or the wave number of the spectral lines observed in the hydrogen spectrum. Now here one thing interesting we should always note down, that the value of N1 is fixed for each of the series. What does it mean? How the transition is taking place. Before we go for anything else, we should understand how the transition is taking place. Transition means like how the electrons are moving from higher to lower or lower to higher shells. That is what we will be talking about. So here what is happening exactly, that say for example we are talking about the transition taking place, say along this direction, energy is increasing. And here we are having various shells. Say this is N is equal to 1, N is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. N is equal to 7. Say we are taking this. Now the electron has gone to the maximum level, and now it is coming back to the first shell from the 7th, from the 6th, from 5th, from 4th, from 3rd, 2nd, like this. So all these will be observed in the one or particular wavelength region. Say this is the ultraviolet region, and after the name of the discoverer it is named as Lyman series. Now if the lines are, or you can say if the transition is happening from from the topmost shell to the second shell, say the electrons are coming back to the second shell like this, then the energy will definitely be different, and that is why the lines will be observed in the different wavelength region. Say it is observed in the visible region after the name of the discoverer, say it is Balmer series. Earlier we discussed about the Lyman series, then we are talking about the Balmer series. Here we should pay attention to that the transition is happening in the second shell. Here it is happening in the first shell. Now it may be the possibility that electrons are coming back from the highest energy level to the third shell only. So now the energy will definitely be different, and it will be in another wavelength region. It is in IR region, infrared region, and was discovered by Paschen. That is why the name is Paschen series. Now here the wavelength will be entirely different. Say that now the electrons are coming back to the fourth shell only. So the lines will be like this, and another in the infrared region, and will be named as bracket series after the name of the discoverer. Now it may be the possibility the lines, or you can see the electrons are coming back only to the fifth shell, and now it is what? It is the again in the IR region, and it is Pfund series. So that's how we have various series, or you can say spectral lines in the various wavelength regions. That's how the transition is taking place. We can well observe here in the Lyman series the value of N1 is fixed. What is the value of N1 in the Lyman series? In the Lyman series, the value of N1 is 1. It is fixed. And while N2 is changing, N2 may be 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7. So N2 may be 2, 3, 4 and so on. right? Now here in case of Balmer series, what about N1? We can well observe N1 is fixed here. N1 is what? It is 2. So N1 is fixed here, N1 is 2, while N2 is 3, 4, 5 and so on. Similarly, if we talk about the Paschen series, in the Paschen series again we can observe that the N1 value is fixed. How much it is? It is the third shell. We can see it is the third shell. So that is how a value of N1 is 3, while N2 may be 4, 5 and so on. Similarly, in this bracket series, the value of N1 is fixed, that is 4. That is 4, and that's how value of N2 will be higher than that. N1 is 4 and N2 may be 3, 4 and so on. Now what about the Pfund series? In case of Pfund series, the value of N1 is fixed, that is 5, and the value of N2 will be higher. N1 is 5 and N2 will be 6, 7 etc. So that is how we can have the transition taking place, and that's how, because all are coming back to the different N1, so that is why the energy will be different, and that is why they will be, the lines will be observed in the various wavelength regions. So here we should observe that they are observed in the various wavelength regions. So N1 is fixed for a particular series, but N2 is different. Now I am talking about the next, that is limiting line. Now what is this limiting line? This is again an important thing which we need to know. This is limiting line. Now what is this limiting line stands for? Limiting line is the spectral line where the value of N2 is maximum. And what is that value of N2 is maximum? That is infinity. If the electron is taken out of the atom, or if you can say when the electron is undergoing transition to the infinite distance, or it is the atom is undergoing ionization, that is called as limiting line. So there N2 will be infinity, and because this is the longest transition because N2 is maximum here, it is taken to the infinite distance. So that is why here we will be having shortest wavelength. Energy will be maximum because maximum distance it is taken to, so that is why energy will be maximum, but the wavelength will be shortest. Energy is maximum means frequency will also be maximum, but wavelength will be shortest. And what about the wave number? Wave number will be again be largest wave number. So this kind of limiting line ke liye what do we have special? For the limiting line we will always be having shortest wavelength and largest wave number. So using this formula we can find out the wavelength or the wave number of various spectral lines. Based on this we can have numericals. In our syllabus there are numericals which are very important and generally asked in exam. So like one question we are doing as an example, then in the Rydberg equation a spectral line corresponds to, in the Rydberg equation, the question is in Rydberg's equation, spectral line with N1 is equal to 3 and N2 is equal to 5. This is given to us. Now what are we supposed to find out? Number 1, calculate the wavelength and frequency of this spectral line. We are supposed to find out the wavelength as well as we are supposed to find out the frequency. So which formula we can use? We can use the Rydberg's formula. We can say 1 upon lambda is equal to R into 1 upon N1 square minus 1 upon N2 square. Or we can say 1 upon lambda is equal to 109,678 into 1 upon N1 is 3. So 3 square minus 1 upon N2 is 5. So 5 square. So now it will become 1 upon lambda is equal to 109,678 into 1 upon 9 minus 1 upon 25, or 1 upon lambda is equal to 109,678 into it will be 25 minus 9. So it will be 16 upon 25 into 9. So it will become 225. So that's how we can calculate. If we will do the calculation of it, we will take reciprocal of this just to have the wavelength. So it will become 225 divided by 109678 multiplied by 16, and the value will, when we'll calculate the things, then it will come out to be 1.282 into 10 raised to power minus 6 meter. So this will be the value coming, or we may say it is 1282 into 10 raised to power minus 9. So we may say nanometer, right? So this is the wavelength. Similarly, we can find out the frequency. Frequency is equal to, what is the relation between wavelength and frequency? We know C is equal to nu lambda, or nu is equal to C upon lambda. So nu is equal to C upon lambda. What is the value of C? C is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second. While lambda is what? Lambda is this. We will take it in meters because here we are taking the velocity in meters. So we can say 1.282 into 10 raised to power minus 6 meter. So now if we'll calculate it, we will get the value of frequency. It will come out to be 2.34 into 10 raised to power 14 second inverse. This is the frequency. Now the second part of the question is also there. The first part was calculate the wavelength and the frequency. Now the second part is also there. What is the second part? Second part is, to which spectral line or which spectral series does this line belong? Which spectral series does this line belong? Now we should understand that 2.34 into 10 raised to power 14. So its frequency is higher than visible light, or it is lower? It is lower than visible light, and that's how we can say it should be in the infrared region, and it belongs to Paschen series. Are we supposed to do like this? No, because remembering the wavelength frequency is not easy. So here we have an easier tool with us. What it is, that n1 is equal to 3. We know it very well that n1 is fixed for a particular series. n1 is equal to 3 is for the Paschen series. So that is how we can say that this spectral line belong to the Paschen series. This is the easiest thing which we can do rather than going for the wavelength or the frequency. Then next part is that in which region of the electromagnetic spectrum will this line fall. Now we should know that Paschen series always comes in the infrared region. So we can say that this will be coming in the infrared region. So that is how we can find out this. Now moving to the another question, one more example we may discuss here. What it is, that calculate the wave number for the shortest wavelength. Calculate the wave number for the shortest wavelength. Shortest wavelength transition in Balmer series of atomic hydrogen. So we are supposed to find out the nu bar, the wave number. We are supposed to find out the wave number, right? So before we go for anything, first of all we need to understand Balmer series it is. So Balmer series, what does it mean? What is given to us? The value of n1 is fixed here. Balmer series, for that the value of n1 is always 2. So value of n1 is fixed, that is n1 is equal to 2. Now what about shortest wavelength? We should understand shortest wavelength means maximum frequency. Maximum frequency means maximum energy. So there is maximum energy associated with it. Otherwise also we should know shortest wavelength means we are talking about the limiting line. Limiting line means n2 will be infinity here. So n1 is equal to 2 and n2 will be infinity. Now can we calculate the wave number for this transition? What it will be? Nu bar is equal to r into 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square. So we can say nu bar is equal to 109678 into 1 upon n1 square is 2 square minus 1 upon n2 square means 1 upon infinity, we can say. and square of this. So it will become nu bar is equal to 109678 multiplied by 1 upon 4. So that is how we can find out the wave number for the shortest wavelength, or you can say for the limiting line. So that is how we can do the questions based upon Rydberg's formula, or finding out the wave number or the frequency or the wavelength of the various spectral lines of hydrogen spectrum. Thank you.